Hi everyone, today we are talking about numbers in French. So as you can see here in the table, we have numbers from 1 all the way to 100, but by the end of this video, you should be able to talk about the numbers from 1 all the way to 1,000,000. Seems like a lot, but it is very doable because there are very specific patterns for numbers in French. So first off, we start off with the most important numbers. You need these numbers to talk about a lot of other numbers, and that's this range over here, from 1 all the way to 20. So let's talk about them first. These ones, unfortunately, you have to memorize. There is no specific pattern. We just have to memorize them. So let's go over it. Let's talk about pronunciation. So how do we pronounce these? This is a. You might have seen this version. So with an E, this is just a feminine version, meaning we use it for the feminine nouns. But the number itself is un. This one is pronounced deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six, sept. Notice we did not pronounce the P over here. Okay, so the P is not pronounced, it's just sept. Notice we're not going to pronounce H. H in French is never pronounced. So huit, neuf, 10, instead of an X, this is an S sound. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So notice how starting from 17, we actually go to 10, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9, and then 20. So from numbers 1 to 20 are the most important in French because you're going to see them repeat over and over again. Let's take a look at 21 really quick. So for 21, the word itself is actually spelled like this: 20, space, et, un. So it's 3 different words, 20 being 20, et meaning and then un being 1. So 20 and 1. And you're going to see this pattern repeat for every one of each new 10. So you see it's 20 and 1, then we go to 22. Make sure that there is a dash in between. 23, 24, 25, all the way to 29, and then we go to 30, which is 30, and then 31 is spelled like this. Again, 3 different words, 30 and 1. Right, 31, don't look at this. 31, 32, 33, 34, all the way to 40. So we're here now. 40 is 40. 40, and you're going to see again the same pattern, 40 and 1, all the way to 49. Then our next break is 50, which is 50, all the way to 60, 60. And again, we're still following the same pattern of 61 being 60 and 1. And then all of the other numbers from 62 to 69 being 60 dash whatever number it is. So we're here now, we're at 69. You're going to notice starting from 70, the numbers change a little bit. Instead of going to a whole new word, 70, we actually go to 60 plus 1. So there's a little bit of math involved in French numbers, right? 60 dash 10. 71 doesn't change, 60 et. Now, here's the thing. See how 60 is 60? If we say 60 and 1, we're back to 61. And we want to say 71. So instead of saying 1, we're going to say 11. 71. This is why I said that numbers 1 to 20 are really, really important, and it's going to repeat over and over again because some numbers are going to be using the 11 to 20 range. 11 to 19 range. So 60 and 11, that's 71. 60 and 12 is 72. And then we go all the way down to 60 and 19, which is 79. Then we get on to 80, and again, there's a little bit of math involved. You see this is the number 4. and then the second word is 20. Now, how do 80 and 4 and 20 have in common? What do they have in common? It's 4 20s together, right? 4 times 20, which gives you 80. So 4 20s, 4 20s and 1, all the way to 89. Then we go to 90, which is a bit more complicated. 4 20s plus 10, which is 90. And the actual French is 80 for 20, 10. 80, 11, right? So 91 would be 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way to 99 being 4 times 20 plus 19. 99 being 99. And then we have 100. So 100 is actually really easy to remember because our currency, our money, has this word called cents. So we might know it better as a penny, right? So cents is the same word in French. Let's think of centimeter. 100 centimeters is 1 meter. 100 cents is $1. So cent is 100. So those are the numbers from 1 all the way to 100. Now what happens if we wanted to say a number a bit bigger than 100 but smaller than 1,000? Let's say, for example, we wanted to say the word 200. It's actually really easy. All you have to do is say 200, just like in English. So 200. Right? Very, very easy. Let's say you wanted to say, instead of saying 200, you wanted to say 299. All you have to do is add 99 to 200. So it would be 200, and then we add our word for 99, 80. Oh, missed the letter there. 80. 19. So 200 for 2019. So that's 200 plus 99. Right, this is the word for 99. 99. Okay, so similarly, if I wanted to say, for example, 999, instead of saying 299, it'd be very easy. We just say 900, so 900. And then our 99 is the exact same, 99. Very, very simple. Okay, so how do we say 1,000 then? What about the word for 1,000? So the word for 1,000 is 1000. Now some of you who have learned units before, you might have guessed this, because think of a millipede is rumored to have 1,000 legs, or maybe 1,000 millimeters is 1 liter. Right, 1,000 milliliters is 1 liter. 1,000 millimeters is 1 meter. And so 1000 is 1,000. And let's say you wanted to say 9,999. How would you say that? Well, it's the same principle as 999. All you have to do is say 9,000, 9,000. 900, 900, 99, our numbers right here, 99. 9,999. What about 10,000? Is there a specific word for 10,000? Nope, it's the exact same as English, 10,000. Right, 10,000. Okay, so by this logic, now you should be able to do 999,999. So let's try that. Right, again, we're just going to follow the same pattern as we did just now. We're going to start from this group of numbers and call it 999. Then we add the word 1,000. And then we write another 999, right? So 99. So So this is the word for, oh, we missed a 900 in front, so 999. So this is 999. Then we just say this is 999,000. And then we add another 999 at the end. 999. 999,999. So it's very, very similar principle to English. It's just starting from 69. So 70, 80, 90, all the way to 99. These numbers are a bit weird. But as long as you get the pattern down, it should be relatively easy. It's just a case of memorizing very specific words. So let's repeat again what exactly you have to know, and then the rest you can just guess or you can just figure it out based on the patterns that we learned today. So the words that you do have to memorize, numbers from 1 to 20. That is very, very important. You definitely have to memorize these words. Then 30, 40, 50, 60. Once you know this, everything else, as long as you understand the pattern, should be relatively easy. But if you're like, I'm still a bit confused about 70, 80, and 90, maybe it would help a bit more if you were to memorize the numbers. So 70, 60 plus 10, 80, 4 20s, 90, 4 20s, and then another 10. And then 99, 4 20s, and then another 19. Right? As long as you know these, and you know the pattern of 20 and 1, and everything else just being 20-2, for example, then you should be able to go all the way until 100. So, right? Think of centimeters, right? 100. And then the other word that you need to know is mille. Think of millimeter, milliliter, right? Being 1,000. And that's it. You just learned 999,999 new words. Congratulations. That's it for today. Thanks for joining us.